What's going on? This is Cosmic, and once again, welcome to Unstuck, what I like to call escaping the matrix. Today, I have with me in the studio Marlon Francis.
Hey Ernest, how you doing,
Hey,
brother?
I'm doing awesome, man. I'm feeling good about this one.
Yeah.
So today, we're going to be discussing what a perfect marriage should look like. So without much ado, I would like us to dive right in. So Marlon, can you take it away?
Hey Ernest, how you doing, brother?
I'm doing good, bro.
We're back in the marriage column again.
I know, I know. I remember the last one that we did.
Yes.
I think the title was "The Mystery of Marriage,"
Yes. Yes.
and I got a couple of feedback from friends, and they were asking that we do another one. So today, we've decided that we will talk about what marriage should look like.
Right. From the
Because
male point of view.
we are
Yes.
living in the 21st century.
Yeah.
A lot of things has changed over time.
Mm-hmm.
We now have wives that have full-time jobs just as their
Husbands.
husbands,
Right.
and they still have the women still have the responsibility to care for the kids,
Right.
to cook, and in some cases to clean. You know, so
But I mean, in all fairness, we
Right.
we are now partners with our wives,
of course,
and we help around the house. And they do one part, we do the mechanical stuff.
Right.
If she's good at the mechanics,
right.
by all means, if you're good at mechanics, I will give you the wrench so that you can fix the car.
So, in your
Yeah.
opinion, like, what do you think a good marriage should look like?
I'm speaking from the male point of view. One of the stories that I fall back on to remind myself of how to help my marriage to be a successful one is to always leave that room, that space where my wife can be herself, be her best self,
Right.
and to exercise her faith to the to the greatest length of her arm that she can possibly exercise that too. I think it's important because we don't want to be overbearing in any particular way to on our wives, and not giving them the latitude to be their best selves.
Absolutely, absolutely. And for me personally, I believe in a good marriage, I'm talking from the man's perspective as well. The man should be able to look himself in the mirror.
Yes.
And I say that because there's a saying in the Bible that how do you point out the peck in somebody's eyes when there is a log in your own eyes?
Right. Right.
So before you blame your wife for anything that you think they are doing, you should first work on yourself.
Yes. Yes.
And in a marital sense, I'm married myself, and what I do in my marriage is I've taken it upon myself to blame myself for everything that happens in the home, in the sense that it takes two people to argue.
True.
So I've learned to master my own emotions,
Right.
so that when there is something happening, I try to get to the root of what is happening than just getting my emotions all worked out.
Yes.
And I say that in the sense that so many times what creates arguments in homes can be avoided if one party can just be quiet and listen to the other party talk about their grievances.
Yes.
And if you listen closely, you might be able to understand where that grievance is coming from.
Yes. Yes.
And most of the things that become arguments can be prevented by one person just saying, you know what, I'm sorry you feel that way.
Right.
I'll do better next time.
Right.
Or what do I need to do to make sure that you don't feel the way you feel next
now.
time?
Right. Right.
That takes away a whole argument.
Yes.
That can take away 3 days of you guys not talking to each other.
Yes.
and
Yeah.
creating some sort of a hostile environment at home.
Right.
What do you think about that?
I agree. I agree. I would take it to another point of view.
Okay.
That was the point that you make about the grievance and the altercation getting to another level of how to control oneself so that you can see the real truth of what is happening, the underlying problem. but there's the other side of it where if the person has a particular goal or dream, a desire to do something, how we can be supportive,
Of course.
right? Because the life that we live, I hope that it's not just about the arguments that we have,
Right.
but also the success that we create with each other.
Absolutely.
And sometimes that success and the dream, the vision of the of success is not always through the male's eye.
Right.
It can be through a woman's eye. She sees the world in color, where we might see it in black and white.
Absolutely.
And we can use our black and white abilities to guide the color to where it needs to be. And there are times when we can simply listen to what she's saying, pay attention and provide
Right.
those tools for her to be successful, or we could just be still
Right.
and let her do what she needs to do in order to achieve her goals.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And I like what you said at the beginning when you said we are partners with our wives, which means that nobody is above the other.
Exactly.
Especially looking at the way 21st century marriage is structured.
Yes.
Basically, we all practically do the same things. And I would like to ask you a question and see how you answer this question.
Yeah, man.
What do you do when there is a decision that needs to be made and you and your wife cannot come into an agreement on the way forward? What do you do at that point?
We practice what we call a step back.
Okay.
So we will do a step back when we are not there on the same, our ideals are not the same at the time,
Right.
and our philosophies are completely different.
Different, right.
So I encourage that we do a step back, and I will share some of the literature that I would read that helps to formulate my ideas, and she would share with me some of her literature that helps to formulate our ideas, so I can see where her point of view is. Because one of the things I don't want to do
Right.
is to shut down or block her ideas from correlating with mine,
Right.
so that we can really produce something that is not uniquely ours,
Right.
but not uniquely mine.
So what if you do
Yeah.
all of that and still the two of you cannot agree on a decision that will take the family forward?
Well, if it's my vision,
Right.
I'm going to take the chance to move forward with it,
Right.
to allow her to see what I really mean. Because sometimes your vocabulary, your words aren't good enough.
Right.
I heard Nikki Giovanni express this. She said, sometimes love is just not good enough. So you need to show what you mean instead of saying it all the time.
Right.
And sometimes we just have to make the moves and make the decisions on our own, and then as it's formulating, then you can say, this is what I was trying to do.
Right.
And then when the person sees it, they're like, oh, okay.
Right.
Okay.
So I agree with what you just said, because as a couple you can agree to disagree.
Yes.
It shouldn't necessarily be my way or no way. Do you understand what I mean?
Yes.
Yes. So I feel like giving the respect to your partner and letting them know that, even though they don't understand where you are coming from, you would like to still go ahead and show your partner what you actually meant when you said these things are good for the family.
Right.
And I believe that a lot of marriages today have these challenges.
Yes.
And depending on how you handle it in your marriage, it can become something that is not good. Because decision making is very key.
Yeah.
It's something that married couples deal with on a day-to-day basis, whether it has to do with paying bills, or whether it has to do with planning for retirement or for the future.
Decision making, man. Decision making can be a difficult thing to do in the marriage if if you grew up in a home and you didn't see much decision making, when it's time to make decisions, your anxiety, your sense of where you need to be, and the purpose that you need to fill in at that time,
Right.
you could be lacking.
That is true.
Could be lacking,
That is
and sometimes, the woman comes from a place where she sees decisiveness, she has an understanding of what to do next,
Right.
how she's seeing it, and she could be the person that can be the one to pull the trigger on the decision.
That is very true.
Yeah.
And also, for a marriage to be successful, I believe that nowadays, because of a lot of what is happening in terms of women doing plastic surgery, you know, people doing all kinds of things to themselves just to look beautiful and presentable to their men. Husbands need to show more love to their wives, because I believe that what is happening today is coming from a place of insecurity on behalf of a lot of women, you know, which is creating problems for those who are even married.
Yeah.
In the sense that those who are married are looking at the women outside. I'm not talking in terms of the men, I'm talking in terms of the wives. They are looking at the women outside with, you know, big butts and liposuction and you know,
the implants and all
the
that stuff.
facelifts and
Yeah,
all of
yeah.
that, and they are threatened in the way that some of them feel like if they don't do something about that themselves,
Yeah.
their husband will be looking at these women and think they are more beautiful or prettier
can I-
than them.
Yeah.
So what I'm trying to say is, men that are married, husbands, need to show more love to their partner, need to continue to reaffirm their love for them, you know, because that will put them in a mental space that allows them to be themselves.
I agree partially with that. I agree partially. I don't think the husband is completely responsible for that, because that's an enormous job for him to try to accomplish, to help his wife to recognize how beautiful she is. He can help. Sometimes that feeling, that looking in the mirror, didn't start with him. It started a long time ago. I was listening to this Dr. Gabor Mates. I shared him with you.
Right.
And Dr. Gabor Mates, spoke of that trauma that a child experiences early, of not knowing or understanding how beautiful they are. And remember, we discussed earlier about understanding the beauty of the spirit,
Right.
and how we don't discuss that much in the home. If someone is not in tune or aware of that beauty within themselves, when they grow older, they'll understand that they're attractive, right? They'll understand that they have the power to capture the eye of the opposite sex, and these days it could be of the similar sex, right? What will happen is when they do get in the relationship, and if the mate should say, that's a beautiful looking woman, just that statement can rock your partner, could rock your wife.
And by the way, if you're married, you shouldn't be walking on the street and be admiring another woman, especially if you cannot tell your wife that she is beautiful.
Exactly. So, but there are times when people think that they're playful and they're trying to, and not understanding the depth of someone's insecurity, and they playfully say something, and not knowing how they're affecting the other person.
Gotcha.
We don't necessarily know until we have a deep-seated conversation about that insecurity. I remember Michelle and we were talking about, I mentioned this to her when we just started dating. I said, I would love for you to always speak to me from the matters of your heart, the things about you that I should know, so that I can protect them. I do not even in that ingest should cross those lines and should affect you in such a way that you feel insecure about us.
Right.
Yeah. So it is important that that those conversations are had. It's important that she's able to be comfortable enough to say, listen, when a beautiful woman steps in the room, if you look at her and look too long, it affects me. I think that you think that she's more attractive than I am.
Right.
And if he understands those things, he will. I know that as a husband, as a good husband, you will keep your eyes on her.
Yeah, and I would like to reaffirm what I said before you took it away. It's always good for the man to always tell the wife that they are beautiful. The reason for that is, before you guys got married, I believe when you were after that woman, when you were after your wife,
Right.
the first time you saw your wife, I believe you told her she was beautiful. I believe a couple of days that you guys went on, after that day, you probably gave her a kiss and told her she looked beautiful today.
Right.
So at what point do you stop doing that in your marriage and put that responsibility on your wife to feel in herself that she is beautiful and she's good enough? Because the thing with women is this: they look at us for our affirmation of how we think of them.
This is true.
You know, they know they are beautiful,
Right.
but they want to know if they are beautiful to you,
Right.
because you are the one that they are living with.
Right.
They don't want a situation whereby they get to a point that they don't look beautiful to you any longer. So because they want to know that is why a constant reaffirming to them that they are beautiful. Babe, you look beautiful today. I like that outfit on you. I like the way you look today.
Yeah.
You know, those things go a long way to make your wife, glow,
Right.
and feel loved.
Yes.
And also doing little things, as once in a while you buy your wife a gift. It doesn't have to be
A lavish.
on a Valentine's Day.
Right.
It doesn't have to be on a
Just
Christmas
because?
Day. It doesn't
Just
have to
because?
be on a birthday.
Yeah.
Just surprise her once in a while.
Yeah.
Buy her something. She'll be like, "What is this?" You'll be like, "You know what? I was at work today. I thought of you, and this is a small gift for you. It is just to show you how much I care about you."
Yeah.
That's it.
That's it.
And,
Yeah.
and every now and then you guys can go on a vacation, spend some time together, get to talk, and see where each other's ambition
Right.
in life is.
Yes.
So this thing goes
And you
along-
don't have to like the same things.
No, you don't have to.
You just to be supportive of the person of where they are.
Absolutely.
Yes.
And one of the things that we men, I feel like we fail to do once we get married is sometimes we just focus on providing for the family.
Right.
We just focus on, so long as there is food in the house, so long as the rent
Bills
is
are paid. Yeah.
the bills are paid, I'm doing my job, I come home every day, that's it.
Right.
For most men, once they feel like they do those things, they feel like their work is done. But for a woman, her whole life is built around you.
Right.
So she wants to be able to talk to you. She wants to be able to have fun with you, laugh with you, joke with you, and all of that. So being able to create space in your
Yes.
marriage for that
Yes.
would actually take your marriage to the next level. And myself, I'm a work in progress. I'm working on this in my own marriage.
Myself too.
And I believe you are too,
Yeah,
Marlon.
man. Yeah, man.
And the men out there that are listening to us right now, if you are married, we want you to be an example to
Your sons
your son and your
and daughter.
daughters.
Yeah, and daughters. Yeah.
We want you to be an example to the people that know you, so that at the end of the day, the marital institution can be the marriage institution can be preserved. Because we are coming to a point in our lifetime right now that people don't even want to get married
Yeah.
because
yeah.
of the crazy things that are going on in marriages.
Marriages, right.
When you go on the altar and you make that commitment and you look into each other's face and you tell each other that till death do us part. When you made that commitment that this is the only woman that you're gonna have for the rest of your life as long as you live. don't go around that, don't go behind your wife and cheat on her. You know, don't do that, because when you do that, it's going to affect your kids as well,
Yes.
because they're going to know about it.
Their confidence will be broken.
And they might grow up one day and not want to get married as a result of that. Do you have any final words before I
You know
I wrap
what?
it up?
I agree with what you said there. It is the strength of the home is the complete bond of the man and the woman, and the complete bond in the woman is always in the eyes of the children, and the children will grow up to have children, and what we create as a legacy will no doubt have a profound effect upon the future. So let's take care of our legacy today so that our future will be bright, man.
Absolutely. So with that being said, I would like to bring today's episode to an end. It's been wonderful having you guys. If you are watching for the first time, if you haven't subscribed to our YouTube channel, please subscribe. If you haven't liked our Facebook page, please go ahead and hit the like button. Don't forget to share this video with your loved ones. And until next time, remember, don't be a follower, be a student. My name is Ennis Cosmic. Have a great day.